Hello everyone, and welcome back to Ewe University. I'm Dr. Kelly. Well, we're into December already. Can you believe it? The funny thing is that after being abnormally cold for most of November, we're now having the most beautiful fall temperatures. Like today it's 57, which is about 14 degrees Celsius, and for the next few days it's going to be in the 50s and 60s. So I guess we're getting the fall we missed earlier. I want to thank everybody for the well wishes. And I was saying in my last video that I felt like I was coming down with something, and yeah, I did. I had kind of a weird cold with a sore throat and a stuffy nose and eventually a dry cough. So that's why I delayed recording this video until I knew that I wouldn't be coughing throughout the whole thing. I've been drinking a lot of tea, and I have a cup of tea here with me. It's nothing fancy, just plain English breakfast tea, in case you're wondering. Normally I'm not a big tea drinker, but I do drink it when I have a cold, just for the warmth and soothing feeling in my throat. But I have to say that I love this mug that I got at Target. It has this cute design on it that looks like a knitted reindeer sweater. See the knit stitches? And this beautiful gold handle. It is too cute. And it was only like $5, so I had to pick it up when I saw it at Target. Well, I hope you all had a nice Thanksgiving. You'll have to let me know down below what you did for the holiday. Did you have the traditional feast with turkey and everything? We went to my mother-in-law's house and had a really nice day. It was pretty low-key, and that was perfect. I enjoyed the week off from school, and then this past week we went back to class, but it went by really fast. This coming week is the last week of classes, and then we have finals. So I only have a couple more lectures and some student presentations this week. This weekend I have to write final exams, and I have a bunch of term papers coming in for all my classes, and then I have to grade everything. But this semester has really flown by, and as I always do at the end of the semester, I'm already starting to think about my classes next semester. So did you guys go out and do any shopping on Black Friday? Let me know down below about your Black Friday shopping, and what'd you get? Now, I wasn't planning on going out, but we did need some household items like paper plates and garbage bags, dumb stuff like that. So I did run over to the grocery store, but it wasn't very busy. Other than that, I didn't really do anything on Black Friday. I don't live in a big city, so it wasn't a madhouse around here or anything like that. I did order a few gifts online because I found some good deals, so those should be arriving in the next week or two. And really, most of my shopping is already done. Something that did arrive in the mail recently was my Jimmy Bean's Wool Craft Vent Calendar. I talked about this a few weeks ago when I was talking about gift ideas, and I reviewed some advent calendars, and here it is. It is so nice. This box is just beautiful. I love the artwork and the quality of this packaging. It's made of super thick cardboard, very sturdy, and you open the lid, if I can do this. You can open the lid, and inside there are 24 drawers. The drawers contain all the materials you need to make a shawl, and we're knitting the shawl as a mystery knit along. So yesterday, which was December 1st, I got to open the first drawer up here, and in it, I gotta set it down. In it was this pretty holiday project bag, super cute. Here's one side. And so this pretty holiday drawstring bag that matches the theme of the mystery knit along. And then in today's drawer, I got a pair of US size 3, which is 3.25 millimeter Knitter's Pride needle tips and a 40-inch cord. And that's what we'll be using to make this shawl with the knit along. Now, I do like these tips, but I'll probably use a pair of metal needles that I already have, just because I like knitting with metal needles better. But it's going to be fun to open all these drawers and get the goodies inside. Oh, and inside each drawer is a little card that kind of tells you what's going on with the knit along each day. Now, as far as the pattern, let me put this over here. As far as the pattern for this knit along, they actually included the whole thing printed out, and it was just kind of stuck inside the lid of the calendar. So you do get all the clues in this printed pattern. The pattern lists out what day each clue is for, so I guess you could work ahead if you wanted to. But in looking at the pattern, I saw that you're actually not required to knit a new clue every single day. It looks like you start the pattern on day 3, which is tomorrow, and then you have 2 or 3 days to knit each clue. So that's good for me, because I'm sure I wouldn't be able to keep up with knitting a clue every single day. But I might be able to keep up with a clue every 2 or 3 days. And it looks like the days where you get the new clue, I think they match up with the days that you get the mini yarn ball in the advent calendar. In the pattern, it gives you a yarn key, which tells you that there are 8 different colors, and they list the yarns. So we're going to get to work with yarns from Madelinetosh, Dream in Color, Manos del Uruguay, Lorna's Laces, Malabrigo, Anzula, and Ba yarn. So that's kind of fun. And when I ordered this calendar, I got to choose from 3 different color combos. You get to pick the one that you like the best. So I'm looking forward to getting started with it and seeing what the yarn is like and how the pattern knits up. And I know that some of you are doing it too, and that's really going to be fun to see how yours is coming out as well. Okay, so let's get to this week's topic. This video is the 4th and final one in my special holiday series for 2017, and this time I'm going to be talking about last-minute gifts that you can DIY or buy. I was thinking that a lot of us would like to make as many gifts ourselves as possible, but as we get closer to gift-giving deadlines, we might run out of time, or it's just not going to be feasible for us to do everything that we'd like to ourselves. So I'm going to show you some awesome gifts that I would love to receive, and I'm going to point you to how you could make it yourself, or if it's getting too late or you don't feel like making it, I'll give you an idea for where you can buy the same or similar products. And I'll also give you some ideas for items that you can bundle together as a gift set. I also tried to pay attention to shipping, so I'm pretty sure that anything I mention that you order now at the beginning of December will arrive before Christmas. And as always, I'll put links to everything I talk about in the description box below. Just be sure to click on Show More to open up the box fully and see all the links. So I had a lot of fun putting this together, so let's get right to it. Okay, the first gift I want to show you is this beautiful knit chunky throw. I don't have one of these, but I'd love to have one because I love the look of them. I've thought about making one before, but you have to use the right kind of yarn. You need a really thick roving yarn, not just regular bulky yarn. And these are the types of throws that are done with arm knitting. This is where you cast on the stitches onto one of your arms, and you basically use your arms as knitting needles, which results in these giant stitches. With arm knitting, one of these chunky throws supposedly takes less than an hour to make. So if you're looking for something different to do that results in a beautiful and very trendy finished object, this might be appealing to you. All you need is 8 skeins of Premier Yarns Couture Jazz. This is a super bulky yarn which comes in 24 different colors and costs $7 a skein. Down below, I will link to a free pattern for one of these chunky throws from a blog called Simply Maggie. And she also has a YouTube video that I'll link to down below, which shows you how to do arm knitting in case you haven't done it before. I haven't done it before, but it looks super easy, except that you have all these stitches hanging off your arm for the entire time you're working on the project. But maybe it's only an hour, so it's not that bad. But for under $60 in yarn and an hour of your time, you can make this fabulous gift. And this might be something that you can do with your children or grandchildren. They would probably have a lot of fun making this with you. Now, if you are interested in the look of this chunky throw, but don't have time or just don't want to make it yourself, you can buy one on Amazon for around $100, and that is for a 40 by 60 inch throw. There are actually 7 sizes to choose from, as well as 6 different colors. So it's a bit more expensive than making it yourself, but regular shipping is free. The only drawback, and it's kind of a big one, is that with regular shipping, they don't guarantee delivery by Christmas, even if you order it now at the beginning of December. It says that shipping times range from 2 to 28 business days. Now, if you want expedited shipping, it will cost $52, and it will arrive within a couple of weeks. So that's something to consider. And there are a lot of these chunky knit throws available on Amazon, but I wasn't able to find one that would have guaranteed delivery by Christmas. There are smaller size ones that are eligible for Amazon Prime, but they're pretty tiny, like baby blanket or dog bed size. So just be careful when you're looking at the different sizes, which one you're actually ordering. But again, that's a beautiful chunky knit throw that you can either DIY or buy. The next item that I'm going to tell you about is a fun one, and that is ugly sweater cookies. You know, there's a big trend over the past years where people are having ugly sweater holiday parties. And you used to go to thrift shops to buy these ugly Christmas sweaters, but now you can actually buy them new. But what I'm talking about here is making cookies and decorating them like ugly sweaters. Now I have a couple of DIY ideas for you to make these yourself. Now first of all, you can get a sweater cookie cutter like this and a set of silicone mats, fondant mats like these that I bought on Amazon. The sweater cookie cutter was $6 and the silicone mats came in this set for $17. And these mats are used to press designs into fondant, which is a special type of icing that you put on cakes and cookies. You can't just use regular frosting for this because it's too soft and creamy. Fondant has a more stiff consistency, like kind of similar to clay. I mean, it's edible, but it's firm, and you can press designs into it with these silicone mats. You can buy the fondant in tubs like this one. This is a small one I got at Walmart. Or you can buy them in these boxes or packages like this one I got at Joann's. In the grocery store, these will probably be in the baking aisle, and at Joann's and other craft stores, it's probably in the section with all the cake and candy making supplies. Now, the mats that I have are all different knitting designs. As I said, this comes in a set of 4, and it includes a mat that looks like stockinette stitch, and the 3 other ones are different basket weave designs. So to make ugly sweater cookies, first you have to mix up your own sugar cookie dough, and actually you can use pre-packaged sugar cookie dough. You just have to add like another 1/4 cup of flour, a little bit of extra flour, and then you can use that. Roll it out and cut out the cookies with the sweater cookie cutter and bake them. Be sure to bake them first. Then roll out the fondant to about 1/4 inch thick. Press one of the silicone mats into it so it makes the impression in the fondant, and then cut it out with the cookie cutter. Brush a little corn syrup over the top of the cookies that have already been baked. That will help the fondant stick to the top, and then place the fondant on top, and it's kind of like a fancy frosting. These cookies turn out simply adorable. Now I have to say I did have a baking disaster this week because when I was making these cookies, I forgot to bake the cookies before putting the fondant on top. And not even thinking, I just put the fondant on the raw cookie dough and then stuck the whole thing into the oven, which is basically like frosting the cookies before you bake them. Don't do that. The fondant melted, of course, and the cookies were not very cute when they came out. They still tasted okay though. But always bake the cookies first and then put the fondant on them. And I'm actually going to make some more of these cookies the correct way and take them to an office Christmas party we're having this week. So that is a cookie cutter, a sweater cookie cutter, and fondant mats that you can buy. Now, another option for making these kind of cookies is to use an ugly sweater cookie kit, which you can get for $13 on Amazon. It comes with sugar cookie mix, a sweater cookie cutter, red and green frosting mixes, piping bags for dispensing the frosting onto the cookies, and little candies for decorating the cookie sweaters. So with this kit, you get everything you need to bake the cookies and decorate them with frosting and candies. And with this one, instead of pressing designs into the frosting with silicone mats, you're actually frosting the cookies and then creating mini sweater designs with piped frosting that you can use to decorate the cookie sweaters any way you want. I think this would be so much fun to do with your kids or grandkids. They would absolutely love making these cookies. You could serve these cookies at your holiday celebration at home, give them to your neighbors, your knitting friends, or whoever. These ugly sweater cookies are really pretty cute. Now, in the event that you can't or don't want to make cookies yourself, you can buy ugly sweater cookies from at least 3 places that I found. Now, the least expensive one is Swiss Colony, and they sell a tin of ugly sweater cookies that are cut out in the shape of a sweater, and the cookies are different colors. They all seem to have the same design on them that's just piped frosting. Now, the website says that the tin is 9 ounces, but I'm not sure how many cookies that is. I'm guessing probably a dozen or so, and the price for these is $16. The other 2 options are pretty expensive, but they are really, really nice. Williams Sonoma has a super cute little set of sweater cookies. They are handmade at a local bakery in Gurnee, Illinois. These cookies are sweater-shaped vanilla butter cookies, and each one is frosted with icing and then decorated with a holiday design and trim. This particular set has 6 cookies and costs $40. Standard shipping is $9, so you basically get 6 cookies shipped to you or a friend for $50. But boy, they look so good. Another place where you can buy kind of expensive, ugly sweater cookies is Olive & Cocoa, and this is a set of 12 holiday sweater and hat cookies. These are completely frosted and then decorated in detailed designs with piped frosting. Aren't they so cute? With this set, you get an ugly sweater card as well as a handmade wooden box that it all comes in. So it's a very nice gift, but it's $98 for a dozen cookies. Yikes. And their standard shipping is $24. So if you want to spend $122 on a dozen cookies, hey, that's great. The cookies are super cute though. So those are some options for ugly sweater cookies that you can either DIY or buy. Here's a neat idea for something quick to knit up that would be really useful for the recipient. It is a soap sack, and that's a little pouch that you put a bar of soap into, and then you use it to scrub up when you're in the shower. Now, one pattern that I really like for this is the reusable soap sack pattern by Kylie Brown, and it's a free download on Ravelry. One thing I like about it is that this soap sack stays closed with a simple flap that tucks in over the top of the soap. So there's no drawstrings flapping around or any buttons that will rub against your skin. The soap sack is perfectly smooth and comfortable on your skin. Another thing is that it has a little heart pattern on one side of it, so that's very cute. And it's also reusable, so once the soap is gone, you just rinse the sack out and then insert another bar. You don't have to keep buying those shower puffs or washcloths or anything like that. This would be a great gift for really anyone. Children, older people, men, and women of any age. I think it would be such a lovely gift if you paired this sock sack with some nice soap, maybe some locally made soap if you can find some in your area, or even on Etsy. It could be kind of like a spa gift, and I know a lot of people who would love to get something like that. But now, if you're not feeling like making a soap sack or you don't have time, you can purchase these online. One place I found that sells them is the New England Natural Sponge Company, which is in Oceanside, New York. They have soap sacks made out of different materials like cotton and ramie that you can buy individually for $8, or you can get a set of 4 made out of a variety of materials for $24. So that's a great option as well. And again, these are soap sacks that you can buy or DIY. This next idea is a super easy and fast knit, and that is a mug cozy. A mug cozy is basically a knitted rectangle that fits around a coffee mug, and it protects your hands from the hot ceramic cup, so you can hold on to the actual mug rather than just the handle. There are literally dozens of free mug cozy patterns that you can find all over the internet, but this is a free one from Webs. It's really pretty, has a little lacy design, and a beautiful button on it. I don't think it would take very long to knit this up, and you would have a lovely gift. Now, to go along with it, you might pick up a coffee mug, and Webs has some nice knitting themed coffee mugs that you could get to pair up with your mug cozy. There are several different mugs to choose from, but I especially like the ones from Creative with Clay. They have a large solid colored coffee mug with a stockinette stitch design, and that comes in 5 different colors, and the cost is $41. They have a large 2-toned coffee mug that comes in 3 different colors, and that is $44. So those would be awesome to give with your mug cozy, or you could find coffee mugs at a million different places. I just like the ones I saw at Webs because they're knitting themed. As an aside, I thought I would share with you a couple of other items that I ran across on the Webs website, and these are a tray and a dish, both with similar knit stitch themes. The tray and dish each come in 3 different colors, so you can pick which one you like the best. The tray is $32, and I thought that would be so cute to put your Christmas cookies on, or the ugly sweater cookies that I talked about. And the little dish is $14, and I was thinking that would be perfect for including as part of a set, maybe with the soap and the soap sack that I just talked about. So those are a couple other things that I saw at Webs. But now back to the mug cozy. If you're not in the mood to make a mug cozy, or you just run out of time, I found some that you can purchase on Amazon. This first one is a simple but pretty cable knit mug cozy that's made out of cotton. The nice thing is that being cotton, it's machine washable and dryable, so it's easy care. And the price is nice, it's only $6. If you want to increase the cuteness factor, here's one that you can get also on Amazon, and it's a set that includes a plain white mug, but it's covered with a Santa sweater as a mug cozy. And the little Santa sweater is removable so you can wash the coffee mug. How adorable is that? And the Santa sweater and mug set is $15. I did see some similar mugs and mug cozy sets at Target as well, so you can probably run over to your local Target and pick one up in person if you wanted to. Another idea I had for the mug cozies, depending on how much you wanted to spend, is that you could make a set out of not only the mug and mug cozy, but you could also add a Starbucks gift card. That would be a super nice gift to give someone. So those are mug cozies that you can DIY or buy. If any of your knitting friends also enjoy baking, they might really like a hand knit and felted oven mitt. I found this free pattern on Ravelry for a felted oven mitt by Joanne Turcotte. This pattern requires about 400 yards of worsted weight yarn, and it needs to be 100% wool, not superwash, because it has to be able to felt. The yarn is held double for this pattern, so it will knit up into kind of a tight gauge, but it's like knitting a giant mitten, which wouldn't take long at all. Then you just felt it, and the easiest way is to throw it in your washing machine. In case you've never felted anything before, I did a show about felting wool earlier this year, and I'll link to that in the information box below, so you can check that out if you want to. But yeah, you can probably finish this project in a few hours if you wanted to. If you're interested in a different variation of a felted oven mitt, check this one out. This is an oven mitten that is made out of silicone, but you can see that it features a knitting theme. The design on it is knit stitches, so the whole thing looks like it's made in stockinette stitch. The cost of this oven mitten is $19 on Amazon. Now, I just checked, and of course today they are currently showing this item is temporarily out of stock, and it doesn't say when they'll be back in stock. So I looked other places, and I did find it at another vendor online, which is Wayfair, and it is a little more expensive there. It's $26 through Wayfair. So you can wait for the one on Amazon and pay $19, but I'm not sure when that will be back in, or you can get one now for $26 at Wayfair. So this oven mitten is something that is totally cute and giftable, even if you don't have time to make a felted one. I was even thinking that you could give one of these oven mitts, either the felted one that you make or the silicone one that you buy, as a gift along with the ugly sweater cookie kit if you wanted to give that kit to someone, and then they can make the cookies themselves and use the oven mitt in their baking. That would be a fun gift. And again, those are oven mitts that you can either buy or DIY. Another small gift that you could make for someone is a set of coasters. One of the prettiest sets I've come across that you can knit is this set of French knot coasters by mypoppet.com.au, and it's a free pattern on their website. These coasters are made out of I-cord, and you'll need about 6 feet of I-cord for each coaster. You can make I-cord by hand, by knitting it, or you can use one of these little I-cord makers. This one is called Embellish Knit, and you can get them at Amazon or Joann's and other craft stores. They usually run around $15, and of course you can reduce that price by using coupons. This makes creating I-cord super easy because you just turn the crank and the I-cord comes out of the bottom. If you've never seen one of these I-cord makers in action, I did a segment on how to use it, so I'll link to that below, and then you can go see how it works. But yeah, so you need 6 feet of I-cord for each coaster, and I would recommend using a fingering weight cotton yarn because cotton will work well for coasters since it's very absorbent, and fingering weight will work well with these little machines because these work better with lighter weight yarns. So once you have all of your I-cord cranked out, then you just follow the instructions that are given in the pattern in terms of how to position all the I-cord so that it forms the pretty French knot. And you can make a set of 4 coasters or however many you want. Now if for whatever reason you don't want to or can't make that much I-cord, you can buy similar coasters on Amazon. These are basically the same French knot, but they're made out of cotton rope. They're 4 inches in diameter, very cute and functional. A set of 4 of these coasters is $13, which isn't bad. So these are coasters that you can either DIY or buy. Another functional household item is a set of knit baskets that you can make or purchase. I found a pattern for some pretty handmade ones that's free on Ravelry. It is the Ombre Knit Baskets pattern by Heather Ladinsky. There are 3 baskets in the set. The small one is 7.5 inches high with 9.5 inch diameter. The medium one measures 10.5 inches tall with an 11.5 inch diameter. And the large one is 14 inches tall with a 13 inch diameter. Now all 3 baskets have a black bottom which goes into a charcoal and then light gray. And from there it goes into a gradient of one particular color. The small one is greens, the medium one is reds, and the large one is blues. But really you could make them any color you want. It doesn't even have to be an ombre or gradient if you don't want to. But I think that design element is kind of neat and makes the baskets look interesting. The pattern is super easy. It's called a double garter stitch. You can use any worsted weight yarn, and it's held triple. So you hold 3 strands of yarn together when you're knitting this, and that's going to be kind of interesting. Usually when you hold 2 strands together, you take one end from the middle of the skein and one end from the outside of the skein and knit with those. But with 3 strands, you're going to have to get creative. I guess what I would do is rewind the skein with a ball winder. I would weigh the skein before rewinding it and divide that weight into thirds so that I can make 3 yarn muffins of the same size. And then I would use a strand from each of those 3 yarn muffins to hold together to knit one of the baskets. Is there another way you would do it? Let me know down below what other ideas you have for being able to hold 3 strands of yarn together from the same skein. But anyway, other than figuring out the triple strand issue, it's a super easy pattern that could be finished in a short amount of time. You could make just one basket, or you could make the whole set, whatever you want. This would be a very cute and useful gift for someone. But if you would rather just purchase baskets like these, I found some really nice ones on Land of Nod's website. Now, even though their name indicates that they're knit, I believe they're actually woven out of a chunky cotton rope. There are 3 sizes. The small one is 8 inches tall with a 10-inch diameter. The medium is 9 inches tall and 15 inches in diameter. Then the largest one is 11 inches tall with an 18-inch diameter. Now these baskets range in price from $23 for the smallest one to $39 for the largest one. And again, they come in 3 different colors: mint green, orange, and khaki. So either way, whether you make these or buy these baskets, what a great gift to give someone for organizing the kids' toys or even using for storing or displaying yarn. So these are knit baskets that you can DIY or buy. Alright, and lastly, I have this charming project, which is a mermaid tail lap blanket. These mermaid tails have been around for a few years now, but I still think they are so cute. I found patterns by Marta Selter on Ravelry for both adult and child sizes of mermaid tails. The adult version comes in 3 sizes, small, medium, and large, and that pattern costs $4. The child's version is only 1 size, which fits ages 5 to 9, and it's free. The pattern calls for 900 to 1700 yards of Aran weight yarn, which is a little heavier than worsted weight. So again, it should knit up fairly quickly. I think little girls would especially love this, but I can also see women being happy to wrap up and snuggle into one of these mermaid tails. This pattern creates a really beautiful version that's a little bit lacy, and the design makes it look like fish scales. So I think it's really neat and pretty. Now, you can also buy these mermaid tails. I found some on Amazon. They come in 8 different colors. It only comes in 1 adult size and 1 child size, but you also get a cute little mermaid necklace and a drawstring nylon pouch to store the mermaid tail in. The adult size is $14 and the child size is $19. It's machine washable and you can tumble dry it as well. The reviews are very positive. It's got 4.6 stars out of 5 and over 3,800 reviews. People said in the reviews that it's super soft and excellent quality. A lot of people got these mermaid tails for giving as gifts, and they were extremely happy with their purchases. So these mermaid tails would be a really fun and useful thing to give as a holiday gift. So again, that is a mermaid tail lap blanket that you can either DIY or buy. Okay, so those are all of my DIY or buy gift ideas. And as I said, I'll provide links to everything I talked about in the information box below so you can go check it out for yourself. Well, that brings us to the end of today's show. I hope you've enjoyed the last minute gift ideas that I talked about today and perhaps got some inspiration for the perfect gifts for your knitting friends and other loved ones as well as yourself. Leave me a comment below and tell me which gifts you're thinking of making or purchasing. Are you going to give it as a gift to someone else or keep it for yourself? And do you think you'll be baking any ugly sweater cookies with your children or grandchildren, or maybe by yourself? I'm really excited to hear from you about your thoughts on today's show. Please share your inspirations, experiences, and knowledge in the comment section below. And also, please leave a comment if you have any questions about today's show, or if you have an idea for something you'd like to see on a future episode, or if you'd like to see a product tested. I always enjoy reading your questions and thoughts, and I'm always adding to my list of topics for future videos. So leave those questions and suggestions in the comment section below. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today, and I'll see you in the next video. Now, before I go today, it's time to mention that this video marks the 32nd episode in the Ewe University YouTube series. And if you've been with me for a while, you know that I record sets of 8 videos and then take a break to give me time to prepare new material and shoot new video footage and catch my breath. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the next few weeks. Ewe University will be on winter break until the beginning of January. I'll be back on January 8th with a new episode, and you can look forward to some exciting new topics that viewers have requested, and I hope you'll enjoy. I'll be doing more book reviews, more product reviews, and some follow-ups on earlier videos, as well as exploring new topics. So stay tuned for all that in the new year. And in the meantime, happy holidays to you all. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, and I'll see you again in 2018. And until then, stay smart and have a sparkly month. Take care, everybody.